Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Battle Wounds Podcast. And I'm your host, Amos St. John.
And it's your boy, Tank.
Let's go. Welcome. We back for another episode. Before we get going, if you have not subscribed, I think what you got to do?
You got to subscribe, like, and follow.
Seriously, though, we're not playing.
On all platforms.
All platforms, yo. We got personal pages. Battle Wounds got a page. Let's just follow. Let's grow this community. Let's grow this army. We got work to do, y'all. We got work to do.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Man,
sir.
what's been going on with you, man?
Man, you know me. Just chugging along. It's Q4. So you already know we still at war. We still trying to make this.
You and these bars, dog.
Hey, man, look, bro.
We at war. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. It's the war to try to stay focused and stay consistent.
Man.
And, you know, I know a lot of people are dealing with that, and they're trying to figure out ways to try to get themselves, you know, back motivated because, yeah, you know, the holidays are coming up, but still you got to go to work. Yeah. Still, I gotta, you know, make that way
drag.
to get
I guess
paid.
people, it's the end of the year where things kind of slow down, and you know, I think it's important, like you just mentioned, like you know, to keep in mind about you know, like where's your focus, where's your motivation, you know, what I'm saying, like I know it's the end of the year, holidays are coming, you know, and it's like, man, so many of us are just kind of in this slug. First of all, I fought Cat Williams, man. He started this whole 2024. It's
but you
know,
hey,
it's been a wild year, man.
It has. You know,
you're already in October. It's wild, dog.
Have you just felt like, I don't know if it's just been pedal to the metal this whole year?
We already in the last 3 months of the year.
It just felt like the accelerator just hit. We hitting the hundo and we out the door. We just going, man. Like I blinked and it's like next week is my nephew's 4th birthday.
Oh,
and you know, Miles, I love you. I'm just saying, it's like it just seemed like it blinked and it was just here. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm getting ready to, you know, bust a move out to another side of Texas, man, and it's just like, yo, I didn't see this top of the year, man. It's like life is life in a good way.
It is.
But I just say, like, I don't know, like today I want to talk about like resetting, like reset, like it's time to press reset, y'all. Like I don't want to wait till January 1st and say, hey, New Year, Happy New Year's, New Year's resolution, you, me, and all of a sudden press reset. Like I think now is a good time to press the reset button, dog.
I do too. Before we get in there, again, if y'all have not checked out Wait to Wear, this is another exclusive, the right to bear arms.
Oh,
hey,
God.
I'm telling y'all, check out this man's this man's catalog of fashion.
That's love.
It's dope, man. Yeah. You know, it speaks to a lot of the DF Dub area. They got stuff for people out of the funk, and you know, people out of Dallas. Yeah. So y'all definitely support this man. And if y'all catching it in the other states, still support Texas. Support black business.
That's what I'm talking
support
about.
Wait to Wear. Wait to wear. Wait to, the number 2, wear.
It's on the page. You see all the information. Yeah, we definitely support. We appreciate the love. If you want to join, be one of our next sponsors, holler at us. Let us know. We'll definitely show love, man. Again, shout out to Wait to Wear for sponsoring the show and showing love to us, man. And we definitely hope y'all support. And definitely none. I know before we go to this week, last week we talked about rejection, man. We talked about rejection and how we redirect it, you know what I'm saying? To come from a setback to a comeback, man. And I think it really resonated with a lot of people. Definitely see the engagement up and people are showing love. Continue to share, we shout out to your moms, dog.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Mama showed us love.
Moms.
Thank you so much.
Shout out, Mom Dukes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We appreciate life for real.
Like, man, my folks, my family, my friends, my loved ones who have been supporting me from the get-go.
I love it, man.
Mama's been over there posting, over there,
that's what,
reposting everything we do. A lot of my friends, a lot of my family, I really appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. You know, I wanted to try something different. And, you know, I was blessed to have my brother bring me on to this. And it's just been a journey, and I've loved it so much. And I think this is just one of my callings, man.
This is just the beginning, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love it, man. I love to see a plan come together. I can't take credit. Like
take credit, man. Take credit. Take credit, brother.
I got to give it to God upstairs. The man upstairs, man. I am increasingly humbled and sensitive to when he speaks, man. I felt like when we was doing that episode from the inside out, talking about my journey of weight loss, and I just felt like I think this something needs to continue. You know what I'm saying? And so I dealt with it, and it was like, yo, it's time, and it made sense, man, because it's like we can't walk this journey alone. Like same with my weight loss journey, it's like I couldn't do it alone. And I needed to bring some help. And so I feel like with this journey of growing battle wounds, I needed to bring another strong brother who understands the walk of life, the journey of life. And I felt like you were the man for the job, man. And I really feel like this is just the beginning, man. It's going to open so much many doors, not just for me, but for you and for our friends, our families. And so, listen, again, we appreciate the love for Miss Mama Searles, Miss Searles. Thank you for the family.
Love you, Mama.
Thank for my family showing love. Everybody who supports Battle Wounds podcast. Again, I'll be honest, though, like 2024 for me has been a very definitive year for me, dog. Like I know we still got 3 more months left, but it's like I thought. I've been to boot camp before, like, life boot camp. Like, you go through the struggle and you come out strong. Like, yo, I feel like 2024 was like, boot camp, dog. I feel like I had to go back to the basics and kind of like learn some things about myself, dog.
Oh, man, mine was about the same, man. It's just
like, yo.
You're trying to get your footing in this thing called life, and trying to open new doors, and close old ones, and heal old wounds, and
man,
trying to face new challenges.
Dude.
It just seemed like this year was a whole and I'm like, to me, it was like a workout. I'm still working out right now. You know what I'm saying? My shoulders got a little bit bigger because I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders at the moment, man. But
I think for me, it has been challenging for me mentally and emotionally. Like I've never dealt with so much challenges on the mental thing. Like, and it's a good thing because I felt like I'm stronger mentally, and emotionally. I had to confront some things that I felt like needed maturing, right? Which required some self-confrontation. So emotionally and mentally, for me, 2024 has been a welcomed challenge.
There we go.
Because some challenges we don't welcome, we try to run away from. I actually welcomed, I welcomed this challenge. Sometimes I regretted it. Like, yo, what is going on?
Hey, man, I get it. I done stepped in some rooms and there was lions in there, and I'm like, let me go ahead and close the door real quick. I don't think I'm quite ready for this at the moment.
Bruh.
But remember, God never puts you in a position to where He knows you gonna fail in that way. You may take an L, but it's not a loss; it's a lesson.
Lesson, bro. And so I've had many lessons emotionally and mentally, and even financially, dog. Like,
man.
Financially, I took some L's. Well, lessons, not just losses, but some serious lessons that I can carry as we close 2024 and start 2025 financially. Like, I was like, yo, like I needed this. It was hard because it was a butt kicker, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I needed this lesson. It was like, yo, like I really needed to learn this. Now I can carry like so many jewels and so many things and so much. It's like now I got, like you said, you got bigger shoulders, man. I feel like my muscles back here is like, I feel like, all right, let's go.
You're stronger back.
Strong back. Not the big backs, like, not that kind of big backs.
Nah, man. We ain't going back down that road.
Buddy.
We staying healthy and strong.
Yes, sir. And so,
yes, sir.
I am thankful for the support. 2024 has been, I know it's not ending yet. We still got 3 more months, but I really want us to get into the mindset to press the reset button. Press that reset button now. Like, don't wait to December 31st. Like, all right, Happy New Year or whatever, and start fresh. No, start now. So by the time 2025 hits, you hit the ground running. Like, we already ready to go. Like, for me, like I've noticed now. In 2024, I've done a lot of self-reflection, and most recently, I noticed that I grew a serious toxic dependency on social media.
Why you say that?
Like social media has a plethora of positive and negatives.
Okay.
I've noticed that I was pulling more towards the negative than the positives.
Well, you know, from a physiological standpoint, our brains are already geared towards the negative. If y'all don't know that there's part of your brain that actually gears you to the negative because it was a way for us to survive back in like, you know, primordial days or days where we were being chased around. So our brain already rotated to the negative side.
Wow.
What if this happens? What if that happens? And it was kind of trying to get your body ready for any type of chaos that was about to happen. That's why we're so drawn to it on social media, though.
That's crazy. And thus why I can definitely say I've been in survival mode, because I've been drawn to a lot of the adventure of negativity, drama, tabloid. Like, you know, this was going on in the news. We're in an election season, and every time that comes up, it just gives me this anxiety or this tension, like, oh my gosh. And so I felt personally like it was time for me to press reset, because it's like, yo, I don't want to walk into a new season, a new year with old ways, old mindset, old habits. You know what I'm saying? Old things that need to leave behind. And so, in order for me, I felt like I am a little proactive now. Like, some people may wait later, but for me, I'm gonna start now. Like, okay, let me start curtailing, like adjusting my dependencies on like scrolling on my devices. Like, I call it like a digital detox. I feel like I'm embarking on like a digital detox, and it's not necessarily cutting it like cold turkey, but I am stepping back. Like, moments where I would go on and scroll into, you know, look at stuff on, I will go pick up a book. Like today I picked up my Bible more. You know, I do it in the mornings, but I picked up my Bible, read at least a couple of chapters. I'm in the book of Ecclesiastes, and I was reading it, and I read to chapter 3 when it talks about there's a time and a season for everything, and it was what I needed. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna do that throughout the month of October. Like, instead of like, I'll still be on social media, but I'm not gonna be on there as much, because I felt like I felt like I was out of balance.
Well, no, and I get that, man. That goes back to what I said a long time ago at the very beginning of our endeavors when we came into this. Social media is not real, and that's and like, if anybody really knows me to my core, it's not. Social media doesn't mean that much to me in that sense, as long as I'm on the positive tip and I'm trying to bring, you know, happiness and light to people, and also bring up some things that may need to change. I'm fine with it. Or hearing things that are like that, I'm fine with it. But like, when like bringing the whole election year and everything, it brings out the worst in people. I don't know if you've noticed that. And I think we have simply forgot how to agree to disagree with a lot of situations, because it's like you see friends going after each other, people in the comments of it's like anybody and everybody who has a podcast, who has any type of political stance. It's like this. We are all human. We are all in the same place. We all have to live under the same regime at the same time.
Fact.
So stop being so negative to each other. You can agree to disagree. You don't have to have the same mentality as the person sitting next to you, and it doesn't make them a lesser person for it. But what makes you a lesser person is if you start acting negative and start being violent with what you're doing and just being disrespectful. That's why, remember, the whole premise of this is what? Respect. So you can respect it or check it in that situation. And some people need to get checked and stuff, because they're sitting over there trying to act like they higher than each other.
Cyber bullies, they got courage.
We call them keyboard warriors, because you wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, and I promise you that.
Listen, that's why. Listen, man, actions speak louder than words, man.
Oh yeah, and it's not necessary. It's not necessary to be that way.
Facts,
you know, man. Reset, check yourself, self check.
That's real.
It should be at the end of the year. You need to self check yourself.
That's real. Like, and that's what, for me, that's what it was like. I've noticed, like, I'm walking into a new season, a new chapter in my life, and I felt so, I won't say heavy. I felt so low. Like, yo, I should be happy. I should be celebrating. I should be light. You know what I'm saying? And I had to check, like, I had to kind of dig deep, like, what is the root of this, dog? And it was like, man, it's all the stuff is happening, man, around you. It's the stuff that you're inputting. You know, I was sharing with my Pathway family. it was on Sunday morning, and I shared a word, and it started with a question: what's in your diet? Not just diet and food, but what in the diet, like figuratively, like what are you inputting in your daily nutrition? Like, in in what you're reading, what you're seeing, what you're, what you're talking about, like what is in your diet? Is it, and so I had to take a dose of my own medicine, dog. Like I had to really check my diet. Now please. I know you, my trainer. Don't ask me.
I was gonna ask, but I'm gonna mind my business for this one moment because we're speaking metaphorically. Now, after this podcast, we are going to have a conversation. You brought this upon yourself, sir.
Oh, you see, I walk right into that, dog. I walk right into that. Yeah, my diet ain't been, like, I'm accountable. My diet ain't been right. I'm doing better though. Like, I'm drinking more water. My protein intake's been down. And it's because of survival mode. I can't take, but now I'm getting out of survival mode. No more excuses. But that has also played a part in my, like, toxicity and negativity.
Okay.
Is that like I haven't been eating right, like it's so many things that needed resetting, and I did not want to wait till after Christmas, after Thanksgiving, after all that. I want to start now. Like I want to get on it now. Maybe I'm just an overachiever, but I don't want to wait till January 1st, New Year's, be like, all right, I'm gonna start over, and I'm gonna start now. So when January 1st hits, I'm already got the ball moving. But seriously, like I just did an inventory of what was going on with me, and it's like, yo, why you walking into a new season? Why are you so heavy? Why are you so down? Like, and I was like, yo, this is weird. So I started checking myself. Like, yeah, what am I eating? What am I reading? What am I seeing? What am I inputting in my life? It needs a reset. I need a detox. I talked about I need a detox earlier in the other season in one of my podcasts, like detoxing, and I got to revisit that. And it's part of this reset. Like, I got to reset.
Well, I like to, bring this to the forefront. So you remember how they always say that a summer body is made in the winter, right?
Yeah.
The same premise can be said about your mindset and in your life. Because if you're not preparing for the new year, well before the new year, it will definitely be a new year because you're not really prepared for what's going on. Now, if you know that, let's say, perfect example in my work, when January 1st hit, you see a mad rush to the gym. Everybody's trying to get ready.
Wow.
So really what I do is I prep these last 3 months to get ready for that. Do I need to clean up some of my my client books? Do I need to tighten up a couple of people as far as like getting their diets right for the end of the whole entire season, to where they can eat right during Thanksgiving and Christmas and holidays? Do I have the capacity to add on new clients? Do I have the capacity to add on a different sector in it? Whether am I going to increase more recovery? Am I going to increase more on the nutrition side? So I kind of do my master reset earlier in the fourth quarter. So kind of like some businesses that their fourth quarter actually was what we would call third quarter.
Okay.
Their first quarter actually starts now.
Makes sense.
And it's weird because they're trying to get them. To us, it's weird. To them, they're like, no, we need to be able to ride through the holiday season.
They call it the fiscal year.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally, yeah. It's a different year.
So look at your life in the same sense, is that you can treat it like a fiscal year. So when everybody else is trying to be prepared, you're already prepared. Because if you already ready, you don't have to do what? Get ready.
You did. And that's important, man. But the key to it all, whether this reset, you have to be honest with yourself.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say it again. You have to be honest with yourself. I had to be honest. I know that I haven't been eating right. I know I haven't been thinking right. I know I haven't been talking like I noticed something was off, and I can fake the funk and just kind of just walk through it or go through it. It's like, nah, I want to do this right, because I learned is like, yo, we see so many people successful and they're not happy because they fail to be honest. Like, yo, what is the root? Is the people around you, the type of conversations you hold, the type of foods you're eating, like all this stuff plays into your moods, your mindset, your sleep habits. Also my sleep habits.
Yeah.
My sleep habits, yo, man, Probably I'm a little pepped up now because I've made some adjustments to my sleep habits. Like I've started so October 1st is I've started this reset. And so I went to bed a little early last night.
Oh, you finally figured out. Look. I'm gonna say this because I get flack for it all the time, but my family know me. I would fall asleep at the drop of a hat, and I don't care. My mama went to sleep before the sun went down. My mama was about to be knocked out, and that means do not mess with mama. Let her sleep.
Yeah.
But she also had to wake up at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and go to work.
Makes sense.
The same thing with me is like if I don't have to do if I have to train, right, and this is the reset kind of mentality. I start my day with a reset. So I go on my 3-mile walk in the morning, and I may be listening to a sermon. I may be listening to something relaxing, something calm, and trying to get my brain to be more creative in that situation so I can reset from the day that I had yesterday. Because by the time I get home, I'm too exhausted to kind of unwind. I just go to sleep.
Makes sense.
And that's why I try to take the day piece by piece.
That's good.
And I don't mind falling asleep a little early, you know what I mean, and because you feel like you get more done because you started the day a little bit earlier,
dude. My problem again, my own self-evaluation was that I sleep late but start early. So it's like it's not sleeping late and starting late. No, I will go to bed like 10, 11 and then get up at like 5. You know what I'm saying? Like I barely get 5-6 hours of sleep. So I said all that is like last night I had like 8-9 hours of sleep. I went to bed like at 9:30.
Oh, so you got well rested.
And I needed help, so I took some melatonin.
That's fine.
It helped me because I normally average 5-6 hours of sleep in the last year or so, and I was like, my body's kind of used to it. I was like, so I took without melatonin. So now I took a little melatonin, and it got me over that little hump I needed to get. And so, because I'll wake up in the middle of the night, like 4 in the morning, I'll be up and couldn't go back to sleep. And so the melatonin helped me. So listen, I woke up refreshed. I worked out in the gym, and I was like, let's go. Like,
yo, I'm not even gonna lie. I saw you walking in from afar, and I was like, is that Amos?
Man, I ain't been.
Hold on. Look what the cat done dragged in.
Well, I would say like I've been in the gym I'll be honest, last month or so, I'll go work out, but I have been so sluggish. And I was like, I hear people talking about when you turn 45, like you get in your 40s, like you got to adjust the way you approach exercise. And like, I was like, yo, I got to figure something out. Like I'm not stretching. So I felt like I was stiff. I was kind of like, I was like, golly, man. So I actually lost motivation. And so that's what forced me to kind of get into this mindset of resetting and just starting from scratch. Like, let me revisit everything from the bottom and start from the bottom and I climb up. And so the sleeping, the adjusting, my eating, the social media, the reading, like all of that plays a part in this reset. And so I'm encouraging you from example, like I'm leading by example. As you press the reset button and into closing 2024 and starting 2025, really do some inventory about some things. Like there's some habits that you are doing that are not necessarily healthy for you, that you need to really be honest. Like, you know what? I may need to make an adjustment. Now, like for me, like I would love to just totally cut social media for like a month cold turkey. I can't seem to quite do it.
I can't do it. It's part of my business.
Yeah, so same here. But I know what I've made. I met in the middle. I cut back. I cut back maybe a little each day. And so yesterday I cut back. Today I cut back a little bit more. And maybe as in the next couple of weeks, it'll be at a point where it's not so significant. So I could kind of help reset my mind and my approach, because it's like I gotta take a break, And so, but pressing the reset button is so key for me right now. And I only can speak for myself. I don't know what you need, what goals you have, but I have goals in 2025. Like I really, and I feel like these are attainable goals, but it's going to require focus. It's going to require having that emotional, mental, financial, spiritual, all of that needs to be intact. And I don't want to miss out, because I feel like when they say, your best days are ahead, that's how I'm feeling. And I want to be a good steward of it. I want to be ready for my best days ahead, dog.
Yeah, but you gotta have your head on right when that happens.
Yes, sir.
Because thing is, if you walking around trying to get everything all done and you off balance, how are you supposed to be able to balance what's coming in?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You are what you consume.
Facts.
And that means whether it's healthy food or trash. Mm-hmm. And that's the same way, like, I look at, again, like social media, I try to consume more positive messages. Yeah. And I try to be able to push out positive messages. And I know it sounds so cliche, but at the same time, the world can be depressing.
Facts.
The world can just be a slog.
Facts.
It can be a butt whooping. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when you try to meet it with positivity, that's why I try to be so optimistic.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people, they be like, man, Tank, how do you stay so optimistic about life? Because I understand how life can be.
It's rough.
I've gotten my butt whooped. I think every person has gotten their butt whooped in life, but it's a difference between laying down and dying down and trying to stay up and keep fighting.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I know just trying to get the day started can be hard. Mm-hmm. You remember it was Atomic Habits.
Yes. James Clear, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the habits that, that is told in that book, and also I heard it from a Marine. Mm-hmm. If you can get up and make your bed, you've already won the day.
That's real.
Because if you've already gotten up and did the first thing that you were supposed to do, you are already successful.
That's good.
So you start the day off successful. I get up, and instead of going bathroom, brush my teeth, do whatever, and I'm going to go lay back down, I make that bed. So in my mind, I already know this is not where we're going back. You're not going back. Yeah. We are going forward, and we're continuing moving forward throughout the day. That's and good. I do not go back into my room until I already understand that this is the end of the day. I actually had to teach myself that in college, because I don't know how anybody can go study in their room, because I would sit there at the desk and it's like my bed was calling me. It was just like I would slowly start to slide closer and closer to my bed. I lean back on my bed, lean back in my chair, and I'm touching my bed, and I'm like, you know what? If I put my head down for 2 seconds,
I'm done.
I can wake up and I think I can go study again. I was out.
With the wind.
So try not to put yourself in position. Life is about positioning. It really is. Mm-hmm. Try not to put yourself in position to fail.
Listen, that's so perfect. Try not to put yourself in a position to fail. And I felt like before I noticed it was time for me to reset, I felt like I was setting myself up to fail, because it's like the stuff that I was taking, and it was like this whole drama with Diddy, with the election, with all this stuff happening, and with this war in Israel, Iran, and all this stuff. It's like all this craziness happening around the world has me on edge, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, like it's part of life. Like these things happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not going to end. It's not going to stop. How you respond to it can change.
That is definitely true.
And so let me work on that. While all this craziness around the world is going to get crazier, it's going to get even, you have to control it. Like, you can't change that, but you can change how you respond to it.
Again, you're consuming.
Yeah.
It's what you consume.
And it's what you consume. And so that's what I figured out the cheat code. Like, yo, life is not going to stop lifing, but how you respond to it, how it affects you, you can change that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I knew this phrase I heard 30 years ago. Change won't change until you change. Yeah. Change won't change until you change. And it's like, and so I applied that, like, I'm going to change so I can create change. And so that's where I'm at. This reset is helping me affect, like, change. And I mean, in 48 hours since I've made adjustments, there is a difference, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm looking forward for the next 30 days of going through this, and maybe I can curtail it after 30 days in November, of course, Thanksgiving and then Christmas and all that stuff. But like pressing that reset button, whenever you decide to press it in your life, it's so important to follow through.
It's just a literal detox, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, one good habit that I highly recommend a lot of people do. I do it myself. I get a dry erase board and I write down my habits at the moment. And if there's something that's not benefiting me and making sure that I progress forward, I erase that habit so that mentally I'm going to erase this, and then physically I'm erase it. So in my mind, it's erased. I am not going to continue to do that. And I need to look at what habits I need to practice. So it's a visualization kind of situation.
This is all about transparency. I'll share what I've made adjustments in part of my reset. Like one of my habits, I'm a single man. We're both single men. And we talked about that a couple episodes about surviving thirst traps.
Yeah.
For me, I noticed these thirst traps that's on here on this social media have me on this lusting thing. I'm attracted, but there's a whole nother level. Like, and so what I was noticing, what was driving me in my choices, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to, like, as I'm single and I'm looking to date around, I got to be careful the choices that I make, because I could be making choices based on my lust.
Yep.
You know, all the stuff that I'm feeding my flesh. Man, I had to catch myself like, yo, Amos, you're taking a lot more of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you gotta control it. Like, it's nothing wrong to be attracted to it, but it's like if it is affecting how you respond to it, like you being so driven, you become extremely out of control. You know what I'm saying? Like, I notice is like, okay, all right, I gotta guard my eyes. I gotta be more careful in what I'm inputting. Like, okay, yeah, you come across a nice looking woman or whatever, or, you know, for females, you may come across a nice looking man. Like, cool. But if it's like something that you're shopping for, like you spending hours a day, like, going crazy in consuming time, I found myself like it was consuming a lot of my energy of productivity. Like, I could be reading a book, or I could be planning, budgeting, or I could be doing things, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here looking at skirts, looking at tail, looking at whatever. And it's like, man,
well, you know what? It's a man's nature. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to scratch that. It is human nature.
Yeah.
Because women, y'all ain't no better. I know better. You know what I mean? Men and women both have that situation where it's like, when you on that mode, you are on that mode, and you in that zone.
On a hunt. Yeah.
So you have to also look at the quality of what you looking at.
True.
So like, in general, when you go to the store and you go to the fresh produce aisle, do you go for the beat up, torn up, just bottom of the barrel fruit that's got scratches, worms in it, and none of that, right? You don't go for that, right? You go for the one that's vibrant, that's, you know, just the prettiest thing in the world. But also, you have to learn how to look and moderate what you're looking at, because sometimes even the stuff that you're looking at is fool's gold too.
I was just about to get caveat to that, because what I noticed was it grew a desperation.
There you go.
Did you see what I mean by that? So I get so caught up with it. I get so caught up. This might be fun. I don't think people seen the movie Shallow Hal. You seen the movie Shallow Hal?
Yep.
You start seeing ugly things as pretty things, because you're so consumed, like, and then your choices, like, I don't like, as I'm single and I'm looking to date with a purpose, like date to get married, whatever, I don't want to make my choices based on desperation and hunger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make sure I am well fed in my nature, so I can make a balanced, well decision. And that's where I noticed is like, yo, I feel like the place I was headed, I was going to make a very bad series of bad decisions in my choices. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I noticed, because I've done them, like, I'm speaking from experience. I've made bad choices, like in out of hunger, out of desperation, out of lust, out of horniness, like all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, yo, I can't make those same mistakes again. Like, I really want to make a very well balanced decision. So I gotta curtail what I'm feeding myself. You know what I'm saying?
And then that goes to exactly what I'm saying.
That's what I said. I was like, yo,
because again, you don't want the worm infested, just like ratty looking fruit or vegetables, right? But the fun thing about it, when you go for the stuff that's overly vibrant, sometimes it is underripe.
That's true.
And that means that at the same time that you think that it's the greatest thing in the world, once you take a bite of it, you're like, ooh, that don't taste exactly the way I pictured that it tasted, because it looked a certain way at that moment. And that's why you have to understand when to harvest that. And a lot of times it's taking time. Don't react on the first thing that you see. Don't react on everything that you see on social media, because you really don't know what you're going to consume, brother, if you actually go down that path.
That's the point.
But social media is great. It's also feeding you what you look at.
Listen,
because I'm telling you, target marketing.
Listen. Like for me, I had to look at it from all facets of my life, from past mistakes and past experiences. Like, what are you basing your decisions out of, and what are you feeding yourself? I'm looking at some notes because it's like I noticed what I needed to work on. Right, like my therapist gave me a challenge that I'm trying to remember. It's perception versus yes, perception versus recognition. And perception is kind of like what you perceive it. Recognition is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The truth. It's like, and so I want to make a decision, like what I'm looking at, what I am going after is not based out of a false appearance of reality.
Right.
I want to look at it for what it is. Like, if I'm going to date someone, to marry, whatever, like I want to see them for who they are. Yeah, they could be pretty, have a nice figure and stuff like that, but they have more depth to them. But if I am not feeding myself good nutrition, that's what I was going to ask. Also, the caveat to what you're saying was like, yeah, when you go to the grocery store and you pick out fruit, you look for the healthy fruit. But what if you're hungry and starving and desperate? You're going to go for what's the first available, right?
Yep.
So it's like...
But that's why you never go to the grocery store hungry.
That's what I'm saying is like, you are so desperate and you're hungry, you make dumb decisions by going to the grocery store.
Oh, by all means.
So it's like, I notice if I keep going down this road and feeding myself bad nutrition, a bad diet, emotionally, physically, mentally, like all this stuff is bad, I'm going to make bad decisions. I'm going, like you said, what was it? You getting what you put in, like you get out what you put in. So it's like,
you reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow. So I'm like, I don't want to make bad decisions in my finances, my like anything. I got to guard. I got to be careful on what I'm putting in. And same thing with females. Like, like they're out here, like the social media got them all, like, and they all look good. But then you notice it's like, if you hear them talk, you be like, oh, like they picture look amazing. Then you hear them, you go to their stories and you hear them talk, you're like, look, that don't sound like it. Like what it said, the picture don't match the something, like it just don't match. It doesn't match. But a lot of us are so caught up on what we see and what, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm just like careful now. Like I want to be a good steward of the new season that I'm in all facets, in my finances, my emotions, my social life, my spiritual life, all of the above. And it's all contingent upon what am I feeding.
Now remember, we're being respectful. This is all due respect to everybody in the situation. We're not sitting here trying to be rude or call anybody what is that, unripened fruit or none of that. It's all with respect. But
everything is up to whatever your perception. But no, the reality is pressing the reset button is so key into walking into your next season. The next season, as we walk into 2025, I encourage you to press that reset button. Whatever it is, it may not be what my reset is. It might be for you, for y'all. Y'all notice some people may have blown their budgets or didn't follow a budget this year and have made some bad money management decisions. Well, press the reset button. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, start doing some inventory on the stuff that your wants, your needs, your assets, and your liabilities. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of that. Like things like stop ordering DoorDash, stop doing Uber Eats, like start cooking, start like stuff that you wasting your money in, like press the reset button in your finances.
Hold on. I got a bone to pick with a couple people with that.
Okay.
Like straight up. Y'all trying to tell me that the majority of y'all don't know how to cook, but you have YouTube, but you can also do a lot of anything and everything because you watch YouTube or some type of TikTok.
Ouch.
And they're like, well, I ain't never cooked nothing in my life. Okay, we have an air fryer nowadays. You can just put something in, set it, and forget it. You remember that? And it's like, if you're going to consume all this BS and get mad because you look the way that you look and you're upset because you're not looking the way you look. Look at what you're consuming on a day-to-day basis. Woo. Like the reset. Like I'm gonna talk a little bit today. Like I got to. I mean,
like, it's part of your job. You got
it's part of the reset. Like half of the nation, well over half of the nation is obese. Mm-hmm. And some of them are not by choice because, again, life happens the way genetically you have some type of hormone imbalance or abnormality. I completely get that. But what I'm trying to say is that when we reset, we also need to try to reset our bodies to a point where we're at least healthy.
Good.
And I know sometimes it can be like, well, I like me for me. It's not what I'm trying to get at. What I'm trying to get at is you got to respect yourself a little bit more by taking care of yourself a little bit better. And that means that learning how to cook, even if it's something simple, learn how to cook for yourself. It's a lot more healthy than sitting there getting DoorDash, getting fast food. Now, I also understand very plainly that it's so expensive just to function nowadays.
And people are tired. Yeah, you work all day. I remember somebody's like, I don't got time to cook for my family. I remember that comment the young lady left, and I get it. Like, so, but the whole base to what I'm saying is like, if you're having money issues, you have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to make some adjustments on the choices that you're making financially.
Exactly. If you're over here getting taxed to heck.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're dealing with health issues, you're going to have to look at the choices you've been making from a health aspect.
Amen.
And that's what basically Tank's talking about. Like, I had to notice was like, my health, mental health, my physical health, all that stuff has been sluggish and all that stuff. On top of getting older, I have not been making the best decisions. I came to that conclusion because it's like I was not afraid to be honest with myself. One thing he ain't gonna do is not lie. He's not gonna lie to me. He's gonna tell me the truth. And so the thing is that he's not gonna lie to me, but I would lie to me.
Oh yeah, by all means.
So I have to get to a point where I don't lie to myself and say, I'm gonna be okay. No, I will not be okay if I keep going down this road. I have to make better choices. In order to make better choices, I have to press the reset button. I gotta just blow everything up. I gotta stop what I'm looking at on social media. I gotta change the way I'm eating, the choices I make. Stop getting $5 meals from McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's cheap and available, it doesn't mean it's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it ain't healthy.
It ain't healthy. It's out of convenience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to call my own foul.
But you know what though? At the same time, you hit on something that made me have to kind of rethink a lot of things in the way I approach things, especially in my job. I have to ask people to reset all the time. And that's one of the hardest things to get them. And I hate to sometimes have to dig up some of the worst moments in their lives to do it, but they have to make that emotional connection so that they will be more likely to stick with it.
Wow.
Do you know how many times I've had conversations with clientele and I damn near bring them to tears because they start looking back at where I started making mistakes. And I'll tell them all the time, it's not where you started, it's where you end up.
That's true.
So we all make mistakes. We all fall back. Trainers fall back. You see sometimes they don't look the way they used to look and they have to get back in shape. It's the same fight. But at the same time, when you have to reset overall, it's a mindset. It's a spiritual thing. It's a mental thing. It's an emotional thing. Fitness in general, this is the reason why I chose what I do, is because it grabs all of those spectrums and brings them together. Because your mind, your body, your spirit, your emotions, everything are connected and interwoven.
It's all in there.
A lot of people will eat bad because emotionally they're burnt out. They're tired, they're upset, they're depressed, they are repressed from a lot of different things, but then they start to eat like trash and their body starts to go like trash.
Man.
Because they don't understand where it's coming from.
Bro.
Again, that's where therapy comes along.
Listen.
And one thing that we do here is iron therapy, because you'd be surprised when I break people down from a workout and they're tired. I'm like, now why would you do that? They start to open up. And I don't blame him from opening them up. And the thing is, at the same time, I'm not gonna sit there and tell your the deepest, darkest secrets to anybody, because I understand what it's like. Like the gym, completely open, honest. The gym helps me fight depression. It helps me fight a lot.
I got through a divorce because of the gym.
Exactly.
I got through going through betrayal. All the craziness that I went through in the last couple of years was because of that gym. Like, and it was like I could have, like when we all have tempers, we all have anger issues at some point in time. And what has helped me from not acting out is because I went to that gym and put the iron therapy to work. Because it's like life be presenting a lot of challenges, and creating healthy outlets is so key. Like if you're not surrounding yourself with help, like back to my journey, like I lost 160 pounds, right? Total. And I gained probably 20, 30 back out of the 160. But what has kept me from totally not ballooning back was that I adjusted my mindset and realized, like, before I did all the surgery and all that stuff, I had to get to the root of what has gotten me to gain almost 400 pounds. Like make it to 400 pounds, right? It was the emotional eating. It was the emotional, like when I'm down, depressed, I eat. And so now I notice triggers like, oh crap, like I'm going through a tough time and I want to feel good. So let me get more salty foods. Let me get more sugars. Let me drink more, carbonated drinks. Like, let me just surround myself with so much unhealthy stuff. And all of a sudden I feel good. 3 months later, I'm 40 pounds heavier.
Well, the thing is, when you eat like that, it's a momentary, just I'm satiated, I'm happy, and then you start looking at yourself right after that, and it's like, why'd I do that?
Yeah, but I got to the root, because it's like some people, I see a lot of people go down a journey I've gone and didn't get the same results because you didn't go to the root. Like, it's not just what you eat, it's why you eat.
And the thing is, I don't want to sound harsh, but at the same time, I'm an honest person, and I know I done gotten in a lot of trouble just being honest,
man.
And half of y'all really don't want the truth. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I know this is gonna be triggering a lot, but don't tell me that you want the truth, and then when I haul off and tell you the truth, I done blown the roof off of every single thing, and y'all do not like me afterwards.
Especially,
but I'd rather,
especially the women's. We love you, women. Hey. But when we have to tell y'all the truth, especially his field as a trainer,
oh no,
he darn near got to be on suicide watch because they're ready to kill you.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something wild though, and a lot of times the ones who do come up and seek me out to train, they know, and they already said, you know what, I already know that I do this wrong, and I already know I do this. Wow. I need to get better. And I was like this.
So why?
There's a level of accountability there, man. I'm like, I'm applauding.
Yeah,
I'm applauding that. But at the same time, it's you got to be accountable for what you know. If you're burnt out, if you're tired, if you're eating terrible, be accountable for that.
That's why I'm
accountable for your reset.
That's why what I am a prime example of that. Amos 5 years ago would not have been in this mindset of resetting. I would have keep going down this road. Then by springtime 2025, I'm blown up to 400 pounds again.
Ooh, see,
because
the level of honesty right there.
That's real though.
Yeah,
because I had to look back in the last 20 years. I'm 45. I had to look back when I was 25, when I was like this size. What happened? First of all, when I turned 30, my metabolism slowed. 30 through the 30s, I got married, called happy weight, you know what I'm saying? Started eating. It's like I was eating like I was in my 20s. And my body was not responding the same way. It was not my metabolism slowed down.
Your level of activity dropped.
Yep.
At the same time.
Exactly at the same time. I'm getting to my 40s and I'm blown up. Like, because I'm 6'3", you never can tell. Like, I'm pushing almost 400 pounds. And I tried losing weight. I was always in the gym, but it was like I just didn't have the right tools around me. Like, I go to I know a lot of people stuck when they get to the gym, they just go in and sit in the weight room. But you have to have a plan.
But that segues what I was about to bring up. If you do not know how to reset yourself ask for help. There's so many avenues.
That's good.
And this is the thing, and I'm going to speak to us. And
yes.
I mean us. Us. We need to invest in our health more.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. I'm
now we can't be like LeBron and spend.
I'm not asking for millions,
$2 million on your health,
but like you have to look at the real reason why, and this is where again you have to discern who you're dealing with,
mm-hmm.
whether it's a therapist, whether it's a personal trainer,
mm-hmm.
whether it's a life coach,
mm-hmm.
whether it's a mentor,
mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. We got to take better care of ourselves because can't nobody do it but us.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like I always like looked at, just us in general
mm-hmm.
and been like, you know what? We're gifted with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We're gifted physically
mm-hmm.
with a lot. But at the same time, we allow ourselves to just backtrack because we don't want to ask for help from nobody.
We'll
that
suffer
goes
in silence.
Way deeper. Way deeper into the psyche of why we want to ask for help. Money is not so much what every single thing is asking for.
Mm-hmm.
It's, are you willing to get the help,
mm-hmm.
accept the help,
mm-hmm.
and actually do the work?
Because the thing is that you would, so if somebody approaches you as a personal trainer and asks you for advice.
Yeah.
And you would you're very approachable and you're very resourceful. I've said that from the beginning. When I met you, you've been always the most resourceful person. You don't have to be on somebody's payroll to provide him quality service.
Exactly.
But you just said something so key. You've been giving out free jewels for like ages.
Yep.
And the problem I see, because I take the jewels now and I apply them. I do. You the do, work.
And I give you respect. I give you flowers.
But there's people
who
don't take the jewels, even the free jewels,
exactly,
and don't do. You gotta do the work. You gotta
exactly.
Like for me now, this is part of the doing the work. Like I'm 45. I've learned from other mistakes when I've lost weight and gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. I've noticed it, and so now I'm able to press the reset button before it gets bad because I was like, yo, I'm going through a stressful season, and I'm finding myself. My sugar intake is higher, my salt intake is higher, my water consumption is down, my protein consumption is down. Like it took so much self-reflection to get to this point to call my own foul because it's like I was not afraid to do the work. I sat under this guy for last 5 years taking so much lessons and instructions and doing the work. So a lot of people, I'm fussing at the people who have the resources, have the tools, but not doing the work. They want people to do the work for them.
So, explain how that's supposed to happen.
Ozempic? Uh-oh.
Look, never mind. Hold on.
And again, there's some people who have, diabetes and stuff like that.
If you need it,
okay, but
then use it.
Use it.
If you don't, like if you do not have diabetes are pre-diabetic,
please
be very careful what you do with this stuff because it is also doing some damage to people who don't need it.
But it's a quick fix, and it's like people look for the quick fix, and please, like, do the work because, like, the quick way you lose it is the quick way you gain it. Like,
I'm trying to tell you, if you rebound weight is real.
It's
really
real.
Is.
Like, and that's the reason why. Again, I've been in this weight loss journey for 5 years, and thankfully, I went to the root. You go figure out the root. What is the cause to your emotional eating? Why is the cause, like, outside of your hormonal imbalances and things like that? Like, what are some things, like, don't be afraid to the self-reflections, the self-confrontation, because it's going to help you in the long run. Do the work.
It's the same way if you go to therapy. The therapist will tell you, I can only tell you so much. But you have to do. I got to
bring my therapist to the pod, man.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna bring him, man. Mr. Isaac, I love him, man. But he would say, like, Amos, I had clients, man, and they've been with me for a long time. But you only been with me with 2 years, and I'm getting way much more because I do the work.
But thing is, again, everybody wants everything instantly. They don't want to do the work.
So some people be in therapy for umpteens of years and don't get the results. And somebody who's probably been in therapy short time, you know what's the difference? Like for me, like what the ground that I've covered in short period of time through therapy was because I was hungry for change.
Right.
I was hungry for change. I wanted different results. Change does not change until you change. Change does not change until you change. I wanted change. I did not want to go down the same road of the self-destruction. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to build myself back up and have a better life and also be present for my daughter. That was another motivating factor. It was like, I want to be able to walk my daughter down the aisle one day when she decides to get married. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be healthy enough physically, mentally, all that stuff. That was another deciding factor. It was like, yo, sometimes we don't think that far enough. We just live by the moment and it's like not realize how it affects our kids, our families, like our decisions, our lack of decisions affect the people around us. Like, I noticed, like, my daughter's watched me since 2019.
Yeah.
She'll refer to it like, Dad, I remember when you in 2019. Like,
yeah. Your kids will tell you a
she
lot.
refers to 2019 constantly. Like, Daddy, that was you in 2019. You're not that no more, because she's seen, you know what I'm saying? You don't realize your kids are watching, grown or even young. And it's like, yo, I notice it's like, okay, all right, I got to make better decisions. Because, like, even though sometimes we try to hide, they still see it.
Well, the thing is, at the same time, it's more about being selfless in that situation. Mm-hmm. If you wouldn't have lost the weight, mm-hmm. and God forbid something had happened to you,
Jesus,
think of how she would feel.
That part.
And this is one of the things that I will, when I talk to my clients or talk to potential clients, mm-hmm. I want them to think not only for themselves, but on the grander scale of you being here for the people who love you.
That part.
And that right there should drive a lot of people, regardless of how they feel about body positivity, mm-hmm. or whatever. You can still have body positivity, be a big person, mm-hmm. but be healthy.
Man,
this is not to fat shame or body shame anybody. What I said was to get healthy. Health is wealth, remember?
Health is wealth.
So the thing is, if you want to be wealthy, you have to be healthy. You have to try to get yourself into position so that you can live the longest you can.
Yes, sir.
And in the best shape you can.
The quality of life.
The quality of life matters. You can have a long life but be sick.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be fun for nobody.
Yeah.
Your kid, you can't run with the kids. You can't run with your grandkids. Mm-mm. You can't run with your wife, your spouse. Mm-hmm. Because you can't move around with them because you're sitting over there and you're always sick. Again, if there's always extenuating circumstances, mm-hmm. where there's medical issues, and so that. But I'll tell you, one of the people who always gets me motivated is, we have a guy at the gym. He has one arm.
Wow.
He lost it in an accident, mm-hmm. and me and him had a good couple of conversations. We talk at least once or twice a week. Mm-hmm. And he tells me, I ask him, I said, man, so what gets you up, every single day? Like, sometimes I know you gotta like notice that it's not. He's like this. Yeah, bro, I notice it's not there some days. And sometimes I get down, but at the same time, it's like, I'm still alive. I've got kids. I've got to stay in shape. He's got one arm. Wow. And he's still in better shape than the majority of people with two.
Jeez.
And the reason why is because he's like, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to continue to do what I need to do.
Powerful.
So I can be here for my kids. Man, and I'm telling you, that right there, it gets me motivated, because it's like, bruh, he has less than me in that situation. But he has more in the game. More in the game than I do. And he has so more to lose than I do. And he's willing to put himself out there like that.
That's no excuse,
and exactly, there is no excuse. The reset is necessary sometimes, and it's most of the time it's your mind that has to reset before everything else will reset. Change your perception.
That's where I'm at. That's the whole like that's where I'm at. Like, I was like, the social media, the negative stuff that I was feeding myself. We didn't realize that's the root of the fruit. Like, the root of the fruit is like what you're putting in the beginning. thing, and it's like, man, I gotta do better. Like I gotta reinforce the negative with positives. Like read more of my Bible, read more good books, read more, like listen to more other podcasts, positive podcasts. Like if you're gonna watch TV, watch positive stuff. Like I can still be entertained and watch dumb stuff, but don't let that be so much.
That is not reality.
That's not reality. Like keep it in its place. That's not real. But like I had that time of self-reflection, introspection, and inventory. Like I was looking at things and just taking note, like, yo, this is not right. And this is where I want to go. Like I mentioned a couple of episodes ago, I have a 5-year goal. Like what are some steps to get to that 5-year goal? Well, it started with the reset.
Yeah.
It started with pressing the reset button. I'm going to press the reset button. And now I notice it's like, okay, what a mistake some people make, they go cold turkey. All right, I'm starting day 1. Boom, I'm going to go whole hard. And by day 5, they completely collapse. So what I've learned, every day is a different victory. Like yesterday, I was on social media, but I was on there less. And that was a victory. I read, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't post nothing. Today I wasn't even there. I was probably on social media, probably even less. I picked up my Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like I did, every day is a little victory. It's like, now some people can go cold turkey and be like, yo, I can go 30 days hard. Boom. Cool.
Wow. Yep.
That's fine. But for me, I know this is like every day is a victory. By the time I get to day 30, I know I'm going to be straight. If I keep going. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe beyond day 30, I'm going to imply some of these new found disciplines because I want to keep this going. I want to keep the positivity, the positive reinforcements because I want to win.
I got a question. So you about to move in a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you taking everything with you?
Nope.
Why?
Because like it doesn't. What's the way? It doesn't represent where I'm going. Like it served its season.
It don't fit.
It don't fit
in the way that you're moving and where you're moving.
That's good.
And not
That's
all
good.
positions in life, situations in life are gonna allow you to carry the same things that you brought at the very beginning of it. You have to look at it like that.
You have to really be prepared to let it go.
Exactly.
Wow.
If you're finna move in a new way and try to get into something more positive, more fulfilling, something that's going to change your life, you cannot carry everything that you have with you. You have to let go some of the things that hold you back.
I forgot about that. That's such a key thing. I think that's also what's motivated me to press the reset because I'm getting ready to move, and I noticed I cannot, like, I have a storage unit full of stuff, and I probably got to give up. I will give away probably half the stuff in that storage unit because I don't want to move with it in my new place. Like it doesn't represent where I am today, and there's nothing wrong with it. And so if you see me post about some stuff, y'all better answer. But seriously, you're right. You gotta be willing to let go to grow. Like
bars.
You gotta be willing to let go to grow because it's like I believe that the future is bright for all of us. Like whatever you've gone through. Whatever you've survived through 2024, a lot of us has lost loved ones. We've seen people losing, like just the other day, they just announced someone they passed away. Like people, you know what I'm saying? But I still feel like the future is bright for many of us. And I want us to be prepared, but it has to require this time of introspection as you prepare to close one year to start a new chapter. You cannot walk into 2025 with certain things from 2024.
Yeah. And
so it starts now. It starts on this last quarter of the year. It starts now for me, prayerfully for you, because like the future is bright. I'm speaking that to many of us. The future is bright. I know 2024 did not look bright for many of us. It didn't look bright for me, but even in the dark, some of the greatest things are developed in the dark, Tank.
Yeah.
Ain't that right? Some of the most beautiful things are developed through dark times. That's how certain, like the old school film was developed in that dark room.
Yeah.
And so it's like 2024 may have been dark for a lot of us, but look at it as how you reframe it. We talked about redirection last episode. Mm-hmm. How you reframe it, how you redirect it. it's through the dark times that our beautiful things can be developed. So you can take that beautiful thing and walk into the new season, your new year, your new chapter, a new place with something beautiful, with so much more lessons from the dark places that you were able to learn from. Now, there's some things you need to leave in the dark.
Yep, sometimes leave them there.
Leave them there. Don't even
bring them in
don't
there.
Bring them there.
Because it's going to weigh you down.
It's going to weigh you down. It's going to bring you back to that dark place. And so the reset button, it's serious. Now, I'm gonna pause right here. And for those, again, now, y'all got to do what I did. Y'all don't understand this guy Tank here is a major resource. He keep telling y'all, if y'all need to hit him up, hit him up. Listen, y'all. Y'all better do it. Now, I'm pause right here. Tank Searles is a professional personal trainer. He has resources galore. So hit him up if you need information, need to connect with him, especially if you're in the DFW area, okay?
And I'll tell you, if I don't know something, I got somebody who do.
That part. So while we talking about resetting, this is probably one of the greatest resources you can, sitting right here on this pod for free. And then when you hit him up, he's going to be a resource for you. Of course, he's a professional and this is his way, the way he lives. So you're going to have to, there's some things you're going to pay his fee. But it's worth it. It's worth it. But there's a lot of free game he offers, you know what I'm saying? But
I be trying to give it away for free and they don't
That's your heart, man. I'm just like, it's just be way over their head. I'll be like, y'all.
Look, people, I just want people to be good. I just want everybody to make it in life. I want people to be healthy and I want people to
health
live
is wealth,
great.
man.
I want people to live, full lives.
Yes,
just
sir.
like just overall of abundance of happiness and positivity.
Man,
it's really that easy. And the thing is, again, I'm here because this is what God's called me to do, and
yes,
I know for a fact that this is one of the avenues that He has for me.
Yes,
because
sir.
every time I've got to tell you something funny, every time I got ready to walk away and be like, you know what, I might be done with it. God opens the door again, and He's like, you ain't done.
That's same with me.
Exactly.
Same with me. Like 8 months ago, I thought I was done with this. And I'm back at it, and I have a whole renewed. I have a there's a confidence, there is a clarity in knowing this is what I'm supposed to do. Like there's no more question about this. This is what I'm purposed to do, and so I'm doing it. I'm walking in it, and I'm not looking back. And so, listen, y'all, the resources are here. Hit him up. He can connect you. He'll be a great resource. I speak from personal experience for the last 5 years, and I am now walking in that accountability because of the resources that he's provided for me and training me and helping me with my weight management. And so there's going to be waves. There are ups and downs, but again, the foundation is key. So the resetting is helping you to kind of strengthen your foundation. Go back to the roots. Go back to the roots and strengthen that foundation. Whatever your goal is, whether it's a 6-month goal, a year goal, a 5-year goal, a 10-year goal, it all starts from the foundation. If your foundation is strong, you build it on strong foundation, is guaranteed to survive the storms, the things that life be throwing, the seasons that life you go through, if your foundation is strong. And so I'm thankful for a strong foundation. And it's important that you do the same to strengthen your foundation. And so it's reset times. Time to press the reset button.
Yes, sir. Detox
all
from
that.
The normal.
Listen, the stuff that ain't building you, the stuff that ain't serving you anymore, it's time to cleanse. It's time to go through that cleanse. Do not wait, till after. Yeah, I mean, maybe have to do another cleanse after Thanksgiving because some of y'all.
Look, man, I don't know about y'all, but I do eat well.
Yes, I have limits to what I can eat, thank God, but I'm still gonna try to enjoy. But this podcast is all about this health is wealth, and the health is not just in the mental but also in the physical, the financial, the spiritual, all these fronts, because health is wealth. I want us to walk in the health and wealth of who we're called to be on this earth. And so again, thank you so much for tuning in. This was a great talk, There's so much jewels in here, man.
We gonna keep dropping them.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I had to listen to the last podcast because that whole rejection conversation we had, there was some jewels in there, y'all, that I didn't realize we talked about, bro.
Hey, sometimes you don't notice, and that's what you have to review.
Listen, and so
John Madden it, right here, Jim. Right here, Jim. This is where we hit the gyms.
So this one is probably one of these things because I'm going through a reset and I'm gonna have to listen to this. I get high on my own supply.
Yes, sir.
Because this is good stuff, man. So share this, subscribe to this, follow this. Talk to somebody about this, like, yo, this is podcast. I know there's a bazillion podcasts out here, but I believe we have something to offer as Battle Wounds Podcast that is unique. It's coming from a real place. This is real. Share this with somebody. Let's grow this community. Let's grow this. Again, if you want to sponsor, shout out to waittowear.com. Please support. If you want to sponsor and be added to our sponsor list, please hit us up. We're growing. We're moving forward. I'm excited about the future of Battle Wounds Podcast. I'm excited about the new year, God willing, and we closing out 2024. It's crazy, thanks to Cat Williams.
Exactly. Yep.
Let me stop. We joking, but seriously,
there was some truth to it.
There's some truth to it, yeah, because it started off on like he went off. But anyways, now that we're seeing things manifest. Y'all stay grounded. Y'all stay focused. If it's time to reset, press that reset button. You know,
yes, sir.
And it's time. So, thank you so much for tuning in to Battle Wounds Podcast. And this is your boy Amos St. John.
It's your boy Tank.
And remember, health is wealth. Until next time, y'all be easy.
Y'all be blessed.